Unfortunately, Sam Loni, who is the founder of SDSN Youth, was unable to join us due to some visa restrictions going on in the US, as many of you might know. So I've asked him if I could read his speech for him, and I'm going to do it as much justice as I can. As a friend, as a former colleague, and someone who clearly believes in what he's built in this room, I'm going to try to deliver it and make him proud. Dear friends, it is with deep regret that I am unable to join you in person today due to unforeseen visa restrictions. While I may not be there physically, I am very much with you in spirit, and of course, closely following everything live on social media. Let me begin by expressing my sincere gratitude to Cardinal Turkson and our colleagues at the Pontifical Academy of Sciences and Social Sciences for once again opening the doors of the historic venue to SDSN Youth, a venue where Galileo once stood. Being here is not only a privilege, but a powerful reminder of the importance of using evidence, reason, and compassion in pursuit of a better world. A heartfelt thank you to Gabriella. Your kindness, commitment, and leadership are what make this gathering possible again. We are here because of you. To our patron, Dr. Betsy Parker, thank you for your unwavering support and dedication to the Symposium over the past decade. Your belief in young people's potential to shape a better future is deeply inspiring, and it gives us the confidence to keep going. To my dear colleagues at SDSN Youth, Raquel, Kayla, and the many others working behind the scenes, thank you for all that you do. I also want to take a moment to thank His Holiness Pope Francis, who established this forum in 2015 with a simple but profound vision: to provide a secular platform for young leaders to come together, to learn, to debate, and to organize for a more just and sustainable world. We're also overjoyed to hear that His Holiness is steadily recovering, and our thoughts, our prayers, are continue to be with him. And to all the participants who joined this symposium, you have been the heart of this gathering and the reason it continues to be so exciting and important. You came, shared your valuable experiences, whether on combating climate change or advocating for human rights, and in doing so have given each other the opportunity to not only learn, but more importantly, to join forces and to scale. It's through these partnerships that we can truly make a difference, and even though I'm not online with you, I am inspired and extremely excited for the next steps. It feels like just yesterday that we hosted the first Vatican Youth Symposium in 2016, bringing together nearly 100 young leaders from across the world to tackle the defining challenges of our time. We are honored by the presence of His Holiness Pope Francis, whose encyclical Laudato Si called on all of us to take responsibility for our common home. Since then, the symposium has grown into the leading global forum, not just for dialogue, but for action. Many of the ideas first shared here have since evolved into real projects, creating real impact on the ground. I wish I had time to share them all, but even as a former chair, I'm not allowed to go over the 10 to 15-minute mark. I'm also promising you that I'm reading this a lot more faster than he would be delivering it. When we first gathered nearly a decade ago, when we first met we discussed the challenges facing our world: climate change, poverty, inequality, discrimination, conflict, and modern slavery. Unfortunately, these issues remain pressing, more complex, and more challenging than ever, which is why I hope the symposium has given each of you the chance to continue to lay stronger foundations for meaningful action through sharing, learning, organizing, not only here, but back in your communities. Please don't forget that you're not alone. Please remember that the mission of SDSN Youth is to support you, to give you the tools to drive change on the ground. That mission hasn't changed, and it never will. SDSN Youth was built as a platform for young people to take action, and over the years, we've seen the extraordinary impact that has followed, simply by giving youth the tools that they need to get things done. I was asked by the co-chairs to share one piece of advice with you all. Although I don't think I'm at an age or level of wisdom to dish out unsolicited advice, I can speak about my experience, and maybe it will help you. For me, starting up SDSN Youth was not that easy. I still remember the first Leadership Council meeting that I attended in September 2014 in order to propose SDSN Youth as an idea. The room was filled with former presidents, prime ministers, CEOs of big organizations, and leading public figures. When I proposed the idea, half of the room threw up their hands in strong disagreement. You can imagine my shock as a 21-year-old trying to defend my position for why we need to support young people. It was not easy. I remember that I was shaking with nerves throughout the entire hour the discussion was going on. And of course, things did not get easier after that, because even after the proposal was approved, thanks largely to Professor Sachs and Chairman of SDSN, John Thwaites, it was still a challenge. I had entered this organization where the youngest professional was typically at least 10 years my senior, but more often 20. Imagine trying to prove yourself in that environment when deep down people might think that you don't belong. It's not easy operating in that environment. It can make you question yourself, feel discouraged, feel isolated even. But in my opinion, that's also where you know you're doing something right. Because that's how you are changing the status quo. You push it, and it's gonna push you back, and you better be ready to stand your ground. So if through your experience you have ever come across such challenges, don't be discouraged, be encouraged, because it means you are doing something right. If I could give my younger self some advice, I would say, continue asking the tough questions, continue to push the status quo, and continue being persistent, because that's how change will happen. As for my advice for you guys, if there was one idea I hope that you walk away with this meeting with, it would be this. Young people shouldn't be at the forefront of any global movement for sustainable development just because it's a nice idea. They should be there because they are the proven change makers. If you don't believe me, just look at history. In almost every major socio-political shift in world history, you see young people at the forefront. The civil rights movement in the US, the global anti-Vietnam War movement, the South Africa anti-apartheid movement, the Iranian Revolution, the Arab Spring, Me Too, March for Our Lives, Fridays for Future, and many more. These were all historical social movements spearheaded by young people. The same pattern can be seen in technological innovation and other metrics of progress. For instance, some of the most interesting and important breakthroughs in technology were done by young people. Some of the most interesting startups and NGOs were started by young people. So if we agree that we need a major global shift to achieve sustainable development, then who better to lead the movement than youth? And as we reflect on this journey, it's important to acknowledge someone without whom SDSN Youth in this forum wouldn't exist in the current form. Professor Jeffrey Sachs, while I'm often credited as the founder of SDSN Youth, the real founder and enduring champion of SDSN will always be Jeffrey Sachs. At our first event in Paris, he launched this initiative by saying something I'll never forget. He said, young people are not the future, they are the present. We need them at the forefront, leading, innovating, and challenging the status quo, because that's what youth do. His belief in this vision allowed SDSN Youth to grow into the global movement, empowering thousands of young leaders, and I personally want to thank him for his mentorship and support for the past 11 years. Thank you for everything. So as this symposium draws to a close, let's not leave the momentum behind in these walls. Let's carry it forward into our projects, our policies, our classrooms, and our communities. The road ahead is long, but if this gathering has showed us anything, it's that we're not walking alone. Thank you.